Yes, people, what's going on? It's your boy Animal. What's good? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the lockdown session, episode 10. I just want to say thanks to all those people that have been sharing, commenting, liking. You know, it's really appreciated. And yeah, hopefully we can keep it moving. Today, I'm hoping that the sound levels are all good. Last time we had the video was of a decent quality, and we're just making sure that the audio's there as well. So hopefully you can hear the beat at a nice level, and same with my mic. So today, same as usual, we're gonna be going through a few little tips and tricks, something to help your workflow. This one, I went over it a little bit before, and I just thought I would spend a little bit more time on it today. And again, I've got a fresh beat for you, and yeah, we'll go from there. So smash that like button. You know what it is. Let's go. Okay, so let me load up. Okay, I'm gonna load up a new track. I spent quite a lot of time creating this template, and I think to get your best workflow, you need to create a decent template for yourself. So the reason I've got this FPC here is just because it's hooked up to my pads, as you can see here. Yeah, same with my mixer levels. You can see the mixer there. I'm just going to maximize this. You can see the mixer channels. I might need to relink those. I've obviously moved them around, and same with the left and right. Okay, so let's just reload this again. There we go. Right, we're back on. Yeah, so I've got the FPC there because we've got it linked up to the pads, and I think the only way I had it set to do that was if I done it this way. So if I take you over to my mixer, let's go in a bit of a wider view. What's gonna work better for you guys? No, not that. Okay, cool. So let's move this to the left as well. I think I can do that. Yeah, there we go. So you can see plugins here. Yeah. So obviously I've got my master channel here, and these are default buses that I set up. I've moved them along to the end. You get 125 mixer channels in FL Studio 20. So I've put I've used these default ones on here. So at the moment I've set up a basic reverb on here, and yeah, I'm just using FabFilter Pro R, but you can do that with the stock plugins as well. So if we go to Fruity Reverb 2, now the one thing that you want to make sure, I've mentioned this before, is when you are using this parallel processing, you always want to make sure you turn your dry knob down and turn the wet all the way up, because that will apply just the effect to that. So if you had the dry on, it would be putting through double the amount of signal. So you can do that with that there. Let's remove that. I've done the same with some delay, and I've got a different type of delay there as well. I've set up a channel here for sidechain, but that's just what I've put there for the moment. I've created, now this is what took a very long time, but I've created several different buses. I thought the best way for me to get my workflow down, some may find it quite excessive, if I just scroll through the whole lot here. But it allows me to have the majority of the instruments and elements I will be using with my production. So here I've set up a mic bus. I've got my mic for the desk, which is this one, and I've also got my booth mic as well, my recording booth. So I've created a separate bass bus here, so I might use two different bass types, and also there's no point in creating a bus if you've only got one type of sound. So I've put a minimum of two there because I would probably use one, but there may be cases where I want to use a different type of bass for a different part of the song. I've created an 808 bus here, as you can see, two again there, and my kicks here. Now with the kicks, I layer a lot of my kicks and claps just to give it that thickness and more fuller sound. And also different kicks, you might like a certain sound of a kick, but you want so you like the mid of one kick, but you'll like the sort of low and sub element of another kick. So that's why it's good. I use a few different kicks. And then the way I've created the bus is, so basically this is the main one, and all these kicks, as I've shown you before, will go into this kick bus. I've got one for toms here, I've got congas, claps, clicks and snaps, snare bus, hi-hats, shakers, tams, cymbals, reverse cymbals, your uplifters and downlifters. I've put one for vocal chops as well, and I've done another one for the ambient sounds. In my earlier production, I used to want to give my music a kind of cinematic feel. So to create the emotion in what I'm doing, I might add some rain, I might add you know, car sound effects I've done in the past, just to probably give you the feeling of, or even writing, when you're writing your music videos, storyboarding them, it will kind of help with that element to it as well. And then finally we've got sound effects and one shots there as well. So I'm actually going to make this template available to you guys for free. All you need to do is subscribe, send me a message, or follow me on the Instagram page. It's just @officialanimal. Send me a message with your email address and I will send you a link to this template if you wish to use it. Just bear in mind that I've actually set up my my keyboard to the mixer, so all the faders and pads are set up to that, so you can reset that part of it, and I'll probably show you guys how to do that at some point, but for now it'll just be a case of you can download the template and it'll help you doing that. So it doesn't mean that you have to use every element to it. It simply means you will be having a template to go with, and you can put your sounds in immediately, and you can also know where you're going with your construction of your sound. So the easiest way to do this, if I bring this up here, is, I think I've got one which is empty, so let's go empty. There we go. Yeah, so if we just label this kick, for example, or kick bus, and then you've got kick 1 and kick 2. So you can see that all of these, they're going into the master channel here. So the kick bus wants to remain in the master channel, and you can also see here that these are automatically set up on every channel, these buses, sends, whatever you want to call them. So the kick will go into this kick bus here. Now some people, you can right click on it, you can hold control and drag, right click, and you can do track routing, route to this track, route to this selected track only. The only problem is if you send this to this track only, then what will happen is you'll lose all your connections to your sends. It's fine, you can re-add them, but I think sometimes you may want to add some effect that you've set up on a bus. And these buses can be set up, you know, these ones here are exactly the same as this kick bus that I've set up. So you can set up any type of bus that you want. So it could be reverb, delay, some type of stutter on gross beat, anything like that, some compression even. So you can use it to whatever you want. And what I would suggest doing, like I say, is leaving it as it is, connect it to that. But then the main thing is remove it from the master, so you're not sending double the signal. Do the same again for here, remove it from there and connect it to that. So now you've got each sound going into this bus. You can still change the volume of each of these separately, the panning, and you can also add your effects to them, your compression individually. Or if you want to add the same compression, this is where the bus is coming brilliant, because you can add the compression once you've got your EQing done, for example, if you want it all on the same frequency range on the EQ. And then once you want to play with the volume, you just, as I've shown you before, you can use the one volume and it will control the volume for both. It's also another way as well, if you don't have a lot of volume, you can increase it by that, but you would just increase it in other ways. I would probably recommend. So that is the way you are setting up your template. The reason that the templates are useful is if you are constantly finding yourself using the same elements to your track, for example kicks, hats, snares, you can set those up. You can also set them up with default sounds as well. And the way you save this is if you go file, save as, go to your C drive, program files, image line, FL Studio, data, and templates. So I've got my templates set up here. I've been messing around with some of them there. You save it in here, and then when you go to you'll have to close FL Studio, go to general, and you can set your default template here as well. So it'll pick up anything that you've got in that folder once you've closed and restarted, and then you can select which you want to be your default one, and then the startup project will be the default, empty, last used, etc. So I've set it up as a default one with the mixer setup. I did one with all the plugins in there, which I would normally use, but that took up about 20 gig of RAM, so that's not something that I would use all the time. I just wanted it if you're feeling kind of stuck with some inspiration of sound. So yeah, you can, it's not just when you save a template, it doesn't just save the mixer state. If you load different plugins in here, it will save that. If you load your different sounds in here, it will also load those with it. With the plugins, it will also save the sounds you've used within those plugins. So if you find yourself using the same sounds or making the same genre of music consistently, then I would definitely recommend using templates. It's something I've been doing for a while, and I just thought I would share that with you guys to help you with your workflow. Right, let's move on to the bit everyone's waiting for, the next beat. Now this beat that I made, that's my where's it gone? Yeah, there we go. So this beat that I made is a quick template again, but it's something of a positive vibe that I just wanted to get into. And yeah, I just thought I would share that with you. So let's have a listen. I love that little sound effect. It's definitely got a bouncy vibe to it. I've just made some basic transitions at the minute, but definitely want to put some uplifters in there, some impacts. How's that sounding to you guys then? What type of artist do you hear on this? See, every time it comes into the hook, there's a really old song that it reminds me of. It's by the one and only Nelly, and it's I think it's called Ride With Me. Yeah, for some reason, I think it might be the notes. It just reminds me of that. I definitely like this one. It's ready for summer. Shout out to the wifey. She was listening to it and she said to me, I like the sound. It sounds like some of that, you know, somebody who's a sick dancer could, you know, do some crazy moves with this. So if you're a dancer and you're watching, yeah, send me a little clip of this when it's out. I'll leave a link in the description for the beat when it's finished, and send me your moves to this beat and I will definitely share it on my social media. Let me know what you think, people. I just love that drop. And them strings. I tell you what, I love strings all the time. I'm just going to take you through. Let me stop this a second. I've got another little tip for you here. So if I solo this and this, and we go from here, in just these chords. Here, I'll show you the chords there. If you like the sound of them chords. So what I've actually done here, I bounced out the chords as an audio form and I've just reversed it. That's all I've done. So it gives it that little feel, and I put my little melody over it. Yes, Damali. Hope you're well, bro. So you want to check out my bro Damali's page, man. He's got music coming out constantly. Sick new artists from my hometown. Check him out, people. Show the love. Spread the word. You know, I want to try and build a community here. We got so much great talent and everyone's just competing with each other as if, you know, it's too saturated. But if you're making good music, share it with the world, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to write something myself to this one, but again, as always, if it makes you feel a certain way, then leave a comment, because it might help with picking a name. And again, I will always share your pages, your social platforms as well. Like I say, it's all about building a community for this. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please smash that like button and subscribe if it's your first time viewing. From next week, I'm definitely gonna split out these parts. So on Tuesday, I'm gonna start my tutorial Tuesdays, which will be a more in-depth tutorial on using FL Studio. So I'll do a beginner's guide, how to make a beat, and we'll move right into mixing and mastering. So if it's something you're interested in, please subscribe, as I say, and you know, there'll be a lot more coming. And another aspect I'm excited for is, as I say, I want to grow the community. So I'm going to be doing a feedback Friday where you guys will send me your music. I will not listen to it until that Friday. Obviously, I'll make sure it's working and acceptable, etc. So send me your music through, whether it's an instrumental, whether it's an a cappella of your vocals, and I will have a listen and give you my feedback. And it will also give you guys an opportunity to share your music as well. And then Sunday will be an opportunity for me to just showcase what I've been up to during the week as well. But again, stay safe everyone. Thanks for watching. Peace.